Hi guys, Petrik here. Today's video will be something new and different, and this will be a cover reveal. I don't know about you guys, but I personally, you probably know already that I love cover art. I love cover art so much. They're a huge decisive factor on why I buy physical books, and I'm not gonna lie, I have always loved doing cover reveal, even though I don't usually do a lot of them. Usually a year I do about two, two or three of them probably. It depends on how many publishers and authors approach me to do one for them. And I thought, you know what? Because I now have a channel, I think it's time for me to do a cover reveal on this channel as well, because I think the more is always the merrier when it comes to cover art. I want more people to know when a cover art has been revealed, and in this particular case, it's something that's incredibly exciting for me because it's for The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. And for those of you who don't know, John Gwynne is one of my top favorite authors. And this has been the case since 2017, and it has been going strong until now. I will always recommend John Gwynne's book to every fantasy readers because the Banished Land Saga, which consists of the Faithful and the Fallen Quartet and of Blood and Bone trilogy, is my favorite completed series of all time. And The Shadow of the Gods will mark the first time that John Gwynne ventures outside of the Banished Land. I am just beyond honored, happy, and gratified to be given this opportunity to give you the exclusive cover reveal to this book. And here it is, the cover art to The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is the cover art to The Shadow of the Gods. Cover art is illustrated by Marcus Sweeney and it is designed by Becky Guyat. Seriously, this is one of the greatest cover art that I've ever seen. When I first saw this cover, I was just rendered speechless and so mind blown that my productivity was destroyed for 2 days long. Seriously, I was talking about it with my co-bloggers, and it is the only thing that we talk about until today. And probably beyond today, we will still be talking about it because this is my most anticipated book of the year. My number one most anticipated book of the year, even though there's so many amazing books coming out this year. And this isn't everything. I'm going to show you the full wraparound cover art very soon. But before that, I'm going to tell you the synopsis of the book. After the gods warred and drove themselves to extinction, the cataclysm of their fall shattered the land of Vigrio. Now a new world is rising, where power-hungry Yawls feud and monsters stalk the woods and mountains. A world where the bones of the dead gods still hold great power for those brave or desperate enough to seek them out. Now, as whispers of war echo across the mountains and fjords, fate follows in the footsteps of three people: a huntress on a dangerous quest, a noble woman who has rejected privilege in pursuit of battle fame, and a thrall who seeks vengeance among the famed mercenaries known as the Bloodsworn. All three will shape the fate of the world as it once more falls under the shadow of the gods. How about that? Sounds amazing already, right? And to be honest, John Gwynne's book deserves a cover art as good and as epic as this. I'm not saying that the cover art of The Faithful and the Fallen or of Blood and Bone weren't good because they're amazing. But this is a new series in a new world. And after hearing that this series will be Norse mythology, Beowulf, and Ragnarok inspired series, in my mind I had this expectation that the cover art have to be something as glorious as this, and Orbit has exceeded my expectations. And now I'm going to show you the full wraparound cover art of The Shadow of the Gods. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you what John Gwynne thinks of the cover art. And so I was able to ask John Gwynne 3 questions. The first one is, okay John, I'm not gonna lie, that cover art is beyond incredible. It blew my mind away how magnificent and epic it is. What do you think about the cover art? Does it live up to your expectations? And John Gwynne's answer is this: Hi Petrik, I cannot tell you how pleased I am that you like the cover art for The Shadow of the Gods. I am over the moon with it and feel that the cover has lived up to my expectations and exceeded them. To my mind, Marcus Sweeney, the artist, has come up with something exceptional. There's been a lot of back and forth between myself, my brilliant editor James Long, and my bloodthirsty agent Julie Cripps about the details, but from the first moment that I saw the very first draft, I loved it. It feels like such a perfect fit for the story inside the covers, and the sense of scale and sheer Norseness of it all has exploded my epic meter. And my second question is this cover art an actual scene from the book? And John Gwynne's answer is, the short answer is yes. There is some artistic license here, but there is definitely a scene with a Norse warrior or two and a rather large dragon. I cannot wait for you to read it. And my final question to John Gwynne is, this cover art is a completely different direction from your previous books in the Banished Land Saga. What can fans of your previous books expect here? And John Gwynne's answer is, You're absolutely right, Patrick. This is a very different style of cover from my previous books that was intentional. We wanted to make it clear that this is the beginning of a new series set in a new world, a world that is deeply inspired by Norse mythology and Scandinavian culture. Beowulf and Ragnarok were my initial inspirations for this new tale. For the cover, I asked my publisher, Orbit, to come up with something bold, artistic, and epic, and I could not be happier with the result. When I first began thinking about writing a Norse-inspired tale, which, being a Viking reenactor, is something that I've wanted to do for a while, I came across a passage in the Poetic Edda, which is a collection of Scandinavian poems about Norse mythology. I was reading the Voluspa/the series Prophecy, which deals mostly with Ragnarok, that end of days battle where the Norse gods fought themselves to extinction and the world was made anew. I came to the very last passage set in the aftermath of the battle, and it sets my writerly nerves jangling. Open quote, "There comes the shadow dark dragon flying, the gleaming serpent, up from dark of moon hills. Nidhogg flies over the plain, in his pinions he carries corpses." Close quote. And I thought, I wonder what might have happened next. And that's where the Bloodsworn Saga began. To answer your question of what can readers of my previous books expect here, well, I hope that at the heart of anything I write, you will find family and friendship, and a tale that examines the strength and power of those bonds. Of course, you will also find mercenary bands of warriors and shield walls and long ships, and monsters of tooth and claw, and a good dose of magic as well. Some love and betrayal, some vengeance and some hope, and a dragon. And that's the end of my Q&A with John Gwynne about the cover art for The Shadow of the Gods. I want to thank Nazia and James Long and Orbit Books, and of course John Gwynne himself for arranging this with me. And to those who have asked me about this, yes, I will definitely invite John Gwynne in the future to this channel, most likely closer to the release of The Shadow of the Gods. I hope you will look forward to it. I mean, I myself am very much looking forward to it. And that's all from me today. Seriously, this is one of the greatest cover art I've ever seen. Look at the size of that dragon. Look at the size of that warrior. That's like me challenging my TBR pile. This is just amazing and I'm so looking forward to this release. And I want to say thank you once again to John Gwynne and Orbit Books for giving me the opportunity to reveal this cover. Because John Gwynne's books are something that's truly special to me. To be given this chance is something that I will always treasure. The Shadow of the Gods officially comes out in May. The 4th of May in the US and the 6th of May in the UK. And yeah, that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching and let me know what you think of the cover art because, as I said, in my opinion, this is one of the greatest cover art that I've ever seen. It's incredibly stunning and epic. Oh my god. Just imagine this cover art on a hardcover. Wow. As always, thank you so much for watching and let me know what you think of this cover art. Bye bye.